Who's ready to yell?
Well, the top shot streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a Lake so Stan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball.
Yes, sir. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Morning Marketplace. It is Thursday. Thank you for being here. It's free agency day. We got some more crafting happening. Malik from UFC Strike is going to be jumping on the show in a little bit. So we have a fun, fiery morning for you. Let's see who's here. Who's in the streets early? Who's in here? Borland's here. Stubbs is here. I am here. Get the goddamn likes up. We the people here. Jay Bus, Top Shot Common Man. Jay's here. Chaco, Ben Ballin's here. The captain, my captain. Norman, Soccer Boy, Jump Shoot, Joker Rock, David. Hello. Schnapper, right now. Baldivine, good to see you, sir. Who else we got to the house? Jay Blaze, Fanny, Jay Bus, Raptor News. Will is here. Mark. Jay Blaze again, Snoopaloop, Yotza, the Zavala. Xander's here right now. I already said you. JT Collections. Who else? C. Will's here. Maddie Harrison. Josh was here early. Storm Chaser, Aaron State, Stormin. Wow. Okay. We had a lot happening there, but I'm digging it. Deanne's here. Jonathan, Bob Torres, Big Ticket, ATC, Daniel, Ryan White. We are doing this. Okay. I'm going to get this out of the way right now. We're going to get this energy out into the universe. Listen up. If you don't want to do the burning challenge, if you think, hey, why would I burn these moments to get a moment? Don't fucking do it. You don't have to tweet about it. You don't have to tag Jacob. Jacob, please explain to me, why would I burn 3 moments to get another moment? That's exactly what burning does. That is exactly what burning is. Otherwise, we wouldn't call it burning. We'd call it something else, right? Because burning means we are burning something. So if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. You are not forced to do any of this, okay? If you're like, hey, I don't want the Andre Iguodala, don't fucking go do the Andre Iguodala. That's it. That's the answer. When you say, Jacob, why would I do this? The answer is you don't. Don't do it. That's the answer. If you can't figure out why you would do it, don't fucking do it. Oh my God. It's unbelievable. People have been screaming about crafting and burning since I've been on this platform. They introduce it and they're like, you know what actually would be a bigger brain idea? What if you just got rewarded without burning anything? Oh, the thing we were doing already? Unreal. Every third tweet is like, hey, Jacob, I got a question for you, actually. What if we burned 1,000 moments to get 1 moment instead of 3 moments that I actually want? No shit. We would rather burn the common moments. And guess what? That will eventually come. Just let the shit roll out. Unreal. Couldn't believe it. I was just like, and you know what's the best part about it? Everybody thinks they're doing the Lord's work. Right? Everyone's like, man, this tweet's going to save it, dude. Top Shot was going down, but this tweet right here, this will actually save Web3. Not even Top Shot. This will save Web3. Good Lord. Unreal. Anyways, what's up, everybody? Thanks for being here. I had to get that out early because I know we have stuff to do today, and I just needed to get that out early. Man. it's just like, man, we can't. This is why we can't have nice things. You know what I'm saying? This is why we can't have nice things. Speaking of nice things, though. Yeah, tagging Janie doing the Lord's work. I know. And I know, you know what's going to happen? Someone's going to DM me and they're going to be like, "Hey, Mike, actually, if you wanted to at me, just at me." Then you know what? I fucking will at you. All right? This is who I was talking about. You want to know who I was talking about? Let's find the tweet. And honestly, this probably comes from a nice place and I should stop being a dickhead about it. And this is just like the 5th or 6th time I've seen it, so that's why. Nick Giles, you in the chat? Let me share this screen right here. This is the thing, right? Like, he said, "Can I get an explanation from someone, maybe like Eisenberg 43, as to why I would burn 3 moments from a set I just bought less than a month ago because I collected what I loved just to get another piece of the set I destroyed? How many completions do you guys plan on having?" And just like the Fandom WNBA collection, where you randomly needed legendary modes to complete a Fandom challenge, there will be many with incomplete sets. The reason you buy a set is to use said entire set in a challenge to get a challenge reward. Burning should be of common moments, like burn 25 of a moment and receive a rare of a same player. Or for teams of, 10 plus burns, each individual member of a team, and then get like a team melt plate. This current system is whack. Unreal, dude. Do you know what the best part about that take is? If we did something like that where you burn 25 commons to get a rare, do you know how many people would do that? And then be like, "Oh, is it even considered a rare? Is a rare if it's more of a common? And does that mean if we burn too many commons, the commons end up being worth more than the rare? So then really commons are rare and rares are commons. And then what does legendaries mean?" Oh, man. My response, the sentiment is fine. Just don't think he's getting anywhere by tagging those people. No, I disagree. Look yourself, like, why? I don't think that sentiment is fine. I don't think it is fine. Yeah, mental health check. Let's get a mental health check and then get into some free agency, huh? Let's do it. I'm gonna do the longer one so I can get more coffee in me. But I'm just not going to do it, guys. And it feels good to not cave to the chat because I am the boss. Like I said earlier, I'm in charge today. I am in charge. You can't tell me what to do. All right. Stan says nobody agrees with you. Stan, are you talking to me, bro? I don't care. This is volleyball said, "Is that the fastest mental health check ever?" Honestly, probably. That probably is. So it's Jalen Brunson Day for all you New York heads. And so our man Jonathan Hassan, I believe, sent over a moment for a giveaway. So we'll do hashtag Brunsanity. Hashtag Brunsanity. So fire that out into the chat. All you got to do is like the stream, subscribe, hashtag Brunsanity, and then we'll go from there. We'll give that away towards the end of the stream. So like the stream, subscribe to Team Hold, hashtag Brunsanity into the chat. We got a lot of fun stuff happening. Breakfast Hero said they are too focused on the crafting challenge specific, such short-term thinking. Hey, that's the thing I've been saying about this the whole time. This is good. And if you don't want to do it this time, that's fine. But the mechanics are great. And the fact that they didn't start out with a 2,000 moment burn makes a ton of sense because it's like the first or second time they're doing it. Now, if we're a year from now and we're still doing the same bullshit, sure. Come at me, bro. We're not there yet. So there you go. Just a reminder, hashtag Brunsanity. I'll remind you guys as we get later into the show. All right. I've already spent 10 minutes wasting away in Margaritaville. Again, Malik from UFC Strike is going to be joining us. He is the GM. He's going to be joining us. We're going to be talking about everything that UFC's got going on. I know he's in Vegas right now for the big fight this weekend, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But before we get to that, I just wanted to dive into some of the free agency stuff. So, free agency starts, I believe, at 6 p.m. Eastern today, and a wrench was thrown into one of our restricted free agents that people were a lot of excited about, and that was Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges was arrested on domestic assault. The situation out in Los Angeles, I think it happened on Tuesday night. He turned himself in yesterday or something like that. Not a ton of information except for the fact that the woman required medical attention and that he fled the scene. So, hey, Miles Bridges, what the fuck? That's terrible. from the basketball side of things, I imagine this is gonna. I don't know, man. He was about to secure a pretty big bag because whether it was the Detroit Pistons, whether it was a sign and trade with another team, or whether someone made an offer and then the Hornets were just going to match the offer and keep him. I imagine that doesn't happen now. I don't think anyone can spend big dollars on him right now, waiting to see like how the NBA reacts to this. Because right, a couple of things could happen. I mean, they're like the law itself has to play out, but then the NBA is going to step in as well. And I know we're so used to domestic violence in the NFL, and when that happens, we kind of don't talk about it. And then Roger Goodell's like, actually, 2 games is fine. Why don't you go ahead and play? But the NBA seems to act a little bit more swiftly and actually care about their brand a little bit more. And I would imagine this is going to be an issue, as it should be, So the Miles Bridges thing is a problem. Sorry, people are saying, is it Burn sanity or Brun sanity? It's Brun sanity, and I know I can understand why people would say Burn, but it's Brun sanity for Jalen Brunson. Mike says he had a weird week with his IG with the lean post and now his felony charge. Yeah, it's going to be, it's not great. It's not great. Which, it's awful for a lot of reasons, for him personally, for the woman that was involved. And that, I don't think I have to come out here being like, guys, don't hit women, but apparently that does need to be said. But now he was going to be one of the ones that everybody was looking at. Like he was going to be a big storyline for today. And now he's not. But let's move on to some of the stuff that did happen. So the Hawks, man. So you guys know I'm a Dejounte Murray stan. I love Dejounte Murray. I think he's very underrated, even though he made an all-star team. I don't think a lot of people pay attention to Dejounte because he was playing on a bad San Antonio team. But the dude is a great defender. He can drive and penetrate. He's a good ball handler. Like he's a solid point guard that just needs to work on his shot, right? His shot is the thing that holds him back. The fit, I just want to talk about the fit first. The fit with Trey and Dejounte is going to be interesting. The Hawks still have another move to make, by the way. They're still sitting on John Collins. John Collins has been rumored, I think, with the Kings. We're looking at him. I think the Celtics, the Heat as well have emerged as a dark horse candidate. So I think there's going to be a lot of the Hawks still have more moves to make. So far, the Hawks for the Dejounte deal moved Gallo, and then I think it was two unprotected picks and a pick swap with Charlotte Hornets, I think. And people can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Those unprotected picks are pretty wild, right? Because one of them, well, I think it's like 2025 and 2027, or maybe it's 2023 and 2025. I don't know. I think if you're a Spurs fan, you're bummed that you're losing Dejounte Murray, right? I think you're like, okay, we're clearly not trying to win this year. Which, again, what was the ceiling of the Spurs with Dejounte Murray? It was probably an 8 seed, right? Like that's the best they could have done if they got an 8 seed. They're getting 2 unprotected picks from a team that's kind of like all over the place. So, if you told me Atlanta went to the Eastern Conference Finals, or if you told me they got bounced in the play-in game, I believe both of those scenarios, right? And that's before the fit. That is before the fit of like figuring out what the Hawks do. So, I mean, of like how the backcourt works. So, I don't know, man. I think, there we go. So 2023, 1-14. So a lottery protected Charlotte from Charlotte, and then a 25 and 27 unprotected Hawks. Like, what are the Hawks going to look like in 2027? I mean, that was a hefty price to pay. And I don't know if that happened because of all of the talk about other teams swooping in and trying to get after Dejounte. I know Miami was rumored a little bit. Boston was rumored a little bit. And I wonder if that just drove the price up a little bit. But I mean, if you're a Hawks fan, you're just like, well, we're going to be good for the next 5 years. We've got a young backcourt of Dejounte, of Trey. I think what we're going to have to find out is, can Trey play off ball? Like, while they're playing together, can Dejounte be in charge of ball handling capabilities at times while Trey becomes a shooter and a slasher? Or does Dejounte just pretty much play off ball the whole time while Trey's in the game, and then lead the second unit maybe with Bogdanovich if Bogdanovich stays? So I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting fit. Again, as a Dejounte fan, I feel like Dejounte's numbers are going to go down a little bit because I think some of that, some of the offensive responsibility is going to be on Trey. I think if Dejounte can develop like, I don't know, 37, 38% shooting from three, then it changes things a little bit. Gus Gon says, I'm sorry, but that duo is not top five in the East. For a backcourt, or do you just mean top five in general? I don't think, was anybody arguing that? I think we were just saying that was a really good backcourt. I don't know if anybody was saying, unless you're talking backcourt, I think they are a top five backcourt in the East. But top five, I don't think anyone's arguing that. Mike says something to note. Both Trey and Murray are repped by Clutch, so expect fully max deals for both. Murray does have 2 deals. Yeah, 2 years left. Yeah, in general. Yeah, I don't think anyone's saying Trey and Dejounte. I mean, like, it's Giannis and anybody, right? It's Tatum and Brown. It's KD and Kyrie. It's Embiid and Harden. Like, yeah, I don't think Jimmy and Bam. I just think we probably still take over there. Man, Buck Skull Gang really wants us to talk about Kemba Walker. I had like 8 other things to get to before we got into Kemba Walker, but I know you've put that into the chat a couple of times. Buck Skull Gang in house. Are you a big Kemba guy? I don't know, man. I think Kemba's kind of done. I think Kemba's kind of done. So I don't think his knees treated him well, and I don't know. I mean, maybe somebody takes a flyer on him on like a vet minimum or something, but I can't imagine anybody. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what Kemba can bring to the table. No, I agree. I don't like Kyrie too, but I still think KD and Kyrie is probably a better tandem than Trey and Dejounte if they're playing. Coach Finstock says, as a Spurs fan, I think this helps Dejounte. Pop still treats players like they're old man Duncan, and Ginobili does not let them play as much as other stars. Yeah, dude, I don't know though, man. I like, as someone, I know you're a Spurs fan. Dejounte was playing like 38 minutes, not 38, but like 35 minutes a game there until until like the COVID situation happened. He was playing quite a bit last year. Wi-Fi down bad. Am I back? Am I back? Living in New York. Hold on. I need to still. Oh, it looks like I'm frozen. I'm frozen. All right. All right. I think I'm back. Sorry about that, gang. Sorry about that, gang. Down bad. Down bad. Anyways, we're talking way too much about Kemba, and I'm not even going to talk about Victor Oladipo. I don't really care about Oladipo too, except we just know he's going to be leaving Miami. The other thing that I thought was pretty interesting. Jump Shoot says that AC unit working well at the freeze. Let's talk about that for a second. Your man installed 2 different. Oh, Wi-Fi went down again. 2 different air conditioning units. 2 different ones in wall and sleeve situation too. I'm not talking about that window bullshit. All right, wall and sleeve on his own right here. Sign me up for UFC. The other thing that I thought was pretty interesting is reports came out that Harden is going to decline his player option and take less money on a 3-year deal. So his option was like 47 million, I think, or 44 million, something like that, in that 42 to 47 range. And it sounds like he's declining that and signing a 3-year deal with the Sixers. That's honestly, that's pretty big news because it gives the Sixers a lot of flexibility for moves to make. Youth master strength. That's incredible. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I didn't expect to see that. James Harden is who we thought Kyrie was, right? Where Kyrie was like, yeah, dude, I'm contrarian, man. I don't even need that money. Give me $6 million instead of $36 million. And then he signs in. Harden, on the other hand, is leaving $47 million on the table. So, or not 47 million, but he's leaving a lot of money on the table. I thought that was a pretty big move by him. It also said I read this on The Athletic this morning that Harden's already back in his offseason workout, which was a lot earlier than he has been in the past. So I thought that was a pretty big deal. For the Sixers. I think we've all kind of forgot about the Sixers too, except for our man Arsiak in the chat who reminds us. But I mean, the Sixers did get bounced in the second round, right? Embiid had a broken face and a broken thumb. Harden had a broken brain. But now, you get that core coming back. It sounds like they're going to add PJ Tucker. They're going to have a little bit more wiggle room to make some moves. I don't know. I feel like they're a little bit sneakier just because everybody's so out. Mike says it gives the Sixers the full mid-level. Why can't I forget what the E stands for? Jesus, mid-level exception. So 10.5, which clears for that PJ Tucker 3 for 30. It sounded like somebody was in the house. What is going on? Anyways, I think that was pretty good news for the Sixers. And I mean, Harden's almost down so bad that I'm rooting for him again, but I'm not that far. You know what I'm saying? A couple other things to pay attention to today, right? So the PJ Washington, honestly, this Miles Bridges stuff really shakes up a lot of stuff because now it feels like PJ Washington might just stay with Charlotte. But PJ was someone, let's get a goddamn drop. Let's get a drop. We're talking about PJ Washington. Are you kidding me? Let's go. Where is it?
Let me see.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think I got a live response from Nick. All right, hold on. Oh, no. He was responding to my tweet. Okay. All right. We're coming back. He said, and then I'll have to buy the moment to complete my set. By having the set done already, it should be a benefit, not destroy your set to get one more piece to it. Didn't we learn, though, that sets don't matter? Didn't we learn that sets don't matter? Is that what we took away from the spaces? Anyways, PJ Washington could still be on the move. That's something to pay attention to. Man, I don't know. DeAndre Ayton is still going to be a thing. I think that's one of the bigger dominoes to fall. And then, of course, Jalen Brunson. So let's remind the people, if you haven't done this already, like the stream, subscribe to the Team Hold channel, and put hashtag BrunSanity into the chat. So make sure you go ahead and do that as well. Are there any other big free agents that I'm forgetting? I don't think so, right? Jokic is set to sign a 5-year, $250 million deal. I think that's, I don't think that's newsworthy. I think we all knew that he was going to do that. I will say there was one not weird move. I think on the surface, it looked a little weird. There was one move by the Nuggets yesterday and Wizards where Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Ish Smith went to Denver for Monty Morris and Will Barton. And this kind of did two things. It did two things. Like on paper, it looks like, the Wizards got a little bit better. Will Barton is like a good player. I don't think he's like the perfect fit for what the Nuggets are trying to do. But more importantly, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is someone who can defend most guards. He can't defend like the long wings, but he's a really good guard defender. And he can shoot threes from like 40%, like at a 40% clip. So putting someone that can just consistently knock down threes and play D with the two-man game of Jokic and Murray, and then if Michael Porter Jr. is healthy, you gotta think KCP is going to be getting a lot of open threes. So I think that was a good pickup for them. I think he makes more sense than Will Barton. The Monty Morris for Ish Smith thing, honestly, I think they'll probably sugarcoat it to be like, oh yeah, we want Bones. Bones is the money, and the money is right. I think that's their like Bones Highland to the moon, which I do like Bones. I do think Bones, this is a good thing, but really I think that was to get them under the tax cap or whatever, the tax money. But I still think like they're like, Monty Morris is kind of in that Tyus Jones situation where he's a little bit too good to be their backup when you have Jamal Murray when it counts, playing like 35 minutes a game. I mean, like 38 minutes a game, and having my man Bones on the sideline. So listen, I mean, you guys know how I feel about the Nuggets, but if the Nuggets are healthy, that's going to be a very dangerous team that's going to score a lot of points. They're going to score a lot of points if they're healthy. They probably still need to fill out their bench a little bit. Maybe get a couple veterans in there, because I think right now they'd have Bones, JaMychal Green, and I don't even know who else is over there. I can't remember. That might be it. But that's starting five. That starting five of Jamal, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic is like, whoo. That's pretty good. Jump Shoot said, is there a Michael Porter Jr. update? He's like trending well, but like you never know. One other thing, so Bradley Beal too. I mean, that deal's going to get done today. The Wizards are going to get him a max. I don't know. We should place a bet on how long we think he still stays on the how long he stays on the Wizards, right? Is this going to be like you sign a max deal and then a year later he's like, actually get me out of here? So that'll be interesting to see. The other thing to pay attention to, I feel like the Timberwolves might make some moves in the next 48, 72 hours. Malik Beasley is like, I wonder where he's going to end up. And I just wouldn't be too surprised to see Minnesota mix it up a little bit. You're right. I missed the Porter drop. You're absolutely right. This is volleyball. Thank you. I needed that. Let's get, where is it?
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers. Throwing things and buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
Hell yeah. What a good drop. What a good drop. What else we got here? I think that probably that mid top with short beard is mostly aerodynamic. There you go. All right, Dr. Dunks. What was the other thing there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, there was another piece of news yesterday that like impacted Summer League that got me excited. I don't know how Wiseman is still hurt, but apparently Wiseman is going to be playing the second week of Summer League, so that's something to pay attention to. I'm also going to play a long drop right now because it seems like there is somebody at the door or something like that. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to play the theme song because that gives me 90 seconds, and I'll be right back.
Well, the top shot streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this.
All right, we're back. I panicked. It sounded like something loud was happening, and I was like, what is going on? Yeah, Colton's like, AC is on fire. Oh, my God. But anyways, apparently Wiseman is going to be playing the second week of Summer League, which is when we're going to be there, which I'm pretty pumped about because Wiseman in real life looks like Thanos. He's freaking huge. And speaking of Summer League, listen, I'm so excited to announce something most likely next week. But we already told you that Shot Tank and Team Hold are going to be teaming up to do a live show in Vegas, and we are like pretty much there. So that's going to be happening that Friday night. I would block off, I don't know, 6 to 9. Nice. I would block that off in your calendar that Friday night with more details to come. And we're going to be able to fit, I don't know, maybe like 200 or 300 people in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully some free bevies as well. But this is going to be a good time. So if you are coming out to Vegas, make sure you stay tuned for that information. I'm now officially probably over-promising and under-delivering, but it's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be that Friday night. We'll also have a meetup on Saturday as well at Beer Park, which I'll have more information about hopefully at the beginning of next week. But we will be out there the 15th to the 17th. That Friday, again, is going to be the show. Saturday is going to be the party. We'll try to get some basketball in there as well. Who knows who's still going to be playing basketball at that point because nobody gives a shit about the second week of Summer League. But it is going to be a good time. Mike says Kuminga and Moody will be playing Summer League as well, watching them this weekend at the California Classic. That'll be nice. Team Hold going head-to-head with the Top Shot Community Night. Yeah. I'm excited to announce what it's going to be and what we're going to be doing, though. I think it's going to be a really good time. It's a lot of – I think what's really exciting about it is you have a lot of different people. I think you're going to have TST, Jeb, John Boy Beats, Team Hold. I think there's going to be some other special guests. I think we're going to get some team captains involved. So I think this is – honestly, I think this is going to be what we thought the convention would be, right? Except a smaller version of it. So I get excited. I think we're going to have a really good time, and I hope you all are going to be present for it. What does Zakarian and Top Shot have in common? Overpromise, underdeliver, and everyone gets a little burnt. Hell yeah. There we go. I want a venue fandom Wiseman drop. That would be cool. I'm not expecting any sort of kiosks this time around, though. I would imagine that's done. But yeah, I really am getting excited for Summer League. I actually adjusted my my travel plans, and I'm going out that Wednesday now too, to get a little alone time. But it was actually just a lot cheaper, and this is like the last hurrah before wedding season. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hurrah makes it sound like I'm gonna party. It just means more day drinking. That's what it is, and then I'll go to bed at like 9. That is my dream. 9 o'clock. All right, let's remind the people before we switch over to some UFC Strike stuff. I wanted to, where's Burn Sanity? If you haven't done it yet, all you got to do is like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Burn Sanity into the chat. Be Foster, it hasn't even happened yet. So don't even worry about that. It hasn't happened yet, but I will say, I will say we'll have some good stuff coming soon. I'm very excited. We have not done a good enough job talking about UFC Strike. Wait, hold on. Mike says, wait, no Tony V recap. No. If you guys want Tony V Alpha, if you want Top Shot Tony Alpha, you go over to his Twitter and you listen to the spaces. I'm not going to talk about it. But we haven't done a strong enough job talking about UFC, and that's mainly because Dustin's not on here enough, and he's our UFC captain. But through the graces of NFT NYC, I get to meet this wonderful person in real life, and I'm excited to talk about all the things that UFC is doing. So let's welcome Malik to the show. What's up, man?
Yo, how's it going? Thanks for having
Good.
me.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on and being down. First and foremost, thanks for getting up early because you now, right?
I am in Vegas right now, but I live in New York, so I'm still a little jet lagged, so no stress.
I know, but the thing is, I think like getting up at this hour in like West Coast or Mountain, whatever time zone you're in, is hard anyways. But then when you put into the fact that it is in Vegas, that's like 2 extra hours tagged onto that, you know?
Yep, I feel you. I'm trying to keep it light. We got a lot going on this week, so
Yeah,
trying to keep the partying to a light.
that's smart. That's smart. Check in with me in a couple days. Let me know how that went. Before we get into some UFC stuff, normally I don't allow any guests to come on here and talk about the Lakers, but because the Lakers are in such a like kind of tailspin right now, would love to just have your thoughts on how you're feeling as a Laker fan as free agency hits with nothing happening for you guys.
Yeah, I definitely feel rugged extremely hard by Kyrie.
Yeah.
But we're just kind of like along for the ride. I think the biggest thing is that we just got to try. We just didn't try last. I think got to get healthy and try. I like the Darvin Ham hire.
Yeah, I
but
think it's a great one too.
I'm just excited for basketball to be back as well in the future. I think summer league will be fun. We have basically like every '90s superstar's son on our team.
If anything, we get some good dad sightings, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So talk to me a little bit about being out there for this fight. Like this is I know the card for this weekend is pretty solid, and there's a lot of hype around it. So how pumped are you just as like a fan to be out there for this?
I think it's awesome to be out here for probably the biggest fight of the year, right?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Izzy fan. He's
Ooh.
been a huge supporter of ours and the platform as well. And I'm also just like kind of a nerd and like love anime and superheroes and comics and stuff like that. And Izzy's a huge anime fan and kind of brings that into his, press and his press conferences and just kind of his whole personality, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
But we have we're on the UFC team calling Legacy Week, which is kind of every single day we want to have something new for the community to participate in. And that's a mixture of things that are online and through the UFC Strike platform, but also on the ground in IRL here in Vegas. So we started out with a pack drop featuring all the fighters from UFC 276 on Monday.
Yeah.
We have a challenge going live that you can complete right now and earn a moment from this weekend's fight. So the way we've been doing them is you complete the challenge. Once the challenge ends on Tuesday, I believe, we send out a survey to the people that completed the challenge and they get to vote on what's the reward.
Oh, that's awesome.
Out of the we pick 5 moments or so depending on who gets performance bonuses from the fight, and then fans actually get to vote on what they want, which I think is really cool.
That's so cool. I think one of the really exciting things about what you guys have been doing is just it feels like you have a little bit more flexibility to be innovative and like change on the fly. Because I feel like whether it was from series 0 to series 1 and like adjusting the supply a little bit, or how the challenges are happening. And I believe, did you guys do like a surprise airdrop too for people who had been completing stuff? So I feel like you have been really like pushing and playing with a lot of levers and to see like how the community reacts and like what makes sense moving forward. And that must be pretty exciting on your end to like have ideas, whether it's from your team or from the community, and then see how it makes sense with the platform.
Yeah, exactly. And the UFC has been an awesome partner to work with. And, some of these ideas are them, theirs as well. They're actually, I think they're in the Discord at times. Ron,
Oh,
who's
wow.
one of our main kind of point of contacts at the UFC that we work really closely with, joined our AMA or our Discord AMA a few weeks ago with the community. So they've been an awesome partner to work with, and they're kind of in lockstep with everything that we're doing. But I think we're really excited about the updates that we've been trying to push out. We had a vision for a lot of these for a while ago, or
Yeah.
since the inception of the product. So it's nice to kind of start to see that come to fruition, and for the community to be able to experience that, whether that's the Champion Club or Burning, the hype NFT with the out of octagon kind of like press conference moments.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you talk about that a little bit? Because I do
yeah,
think I think like the people who are in it are aware of what that is and are excited about it. But I'm not sure if like, because I know we have a lot of just Top Shot heads in here. But I
yeah.
thought the announcement of the UFC hype NFT like specifically makes a ton of sense in the UFC, because that there's almost just as much of that. Like that's just as much or carries the same amount of weight almost for entertainment value as the fight does sometimes.
To- totally.
Yes. So hit
Yeah,
me a little bit with that.
yeah. It's exactly what you're saying. I think we still want our octagon moments and the moment NFTs to be our core flagship product, right?
Mm.
I think in the UFC, highlights and the octagon action is so highly sought after, and I think they're not as easily accessible, right? Than like just being able to turn on ESPN or scroll on your phone and see highlights of, from Bleacher Report of daily NBA action or football action, right?
Mm.
But what's also just makes the UFC so exciting is these, funny press conference moments, or the stare downs at weigh-ins, or the walkouts, and that adds to kind of the whole persona of these fighters. And we wanted to figure out a way to incorporate that into the product while still
Yeah.
not taking away from kind of the thing that people are, investing in, and kind of the main collectible. So we really see them as, a promotional tool, but also rewards. Because I mean, there are some really epic, legendary
Ye-
moments that we want to make sure are scarce, and not giving away forever. So we think there's a nice combination of both. Of,
Yeah.
you know, hey, if you're an Izzy fan, anyone, we have a hype NFT that's actually launching later today. I can't give too many details.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
Check back later this afternoon on UFCstrike.com and on our channels. But we're launching a new hype NFT today that will be free to redeem for everybody.
That's awesome. Oh, I know you mentioned this too a little bit at the top when we were talking about you being an Izzy fan and Izzy like reacting or interacting with the platform a little bit and being like a
Yeah.
fun partner. What has been like your overall experience working with some of the fighters who are being introduced to this for the first time, and like how is their like how are they kind of adopting with this, or like what's been their like general response?
Yeah, they're super excited about the platform. I think they were excited to just know that kind of an NFT project by Dapper was coming to the UFC.
Mm.
We've been doing a lot of the chain activations. I don't know if y'all have seen those, where some of the fighters, Izzy and Ngannou, wore their moment on a chain to the press conferences,
Yeah.
which has been kind of a hit. The Izzy one that he wore for his last fight was pretty epic, because it was of the first fight of his against Whitaker, and
Mhm.
he wore it to the rematch against Whitaker. So
That's
he's wearing a
incredible.
chain of him beating Whitaker to the press conference in the weigh-ins, which I thought was some top tier trash talk.
That's amazing.
But
One of the things that we had been talking about, like very at the very beginning when we started this show about Top Shot, is if players started to get involved, and if you're like, I'm trying to think of a good example of someone like Anthony Edwards when he just dunked on Yuta, that like Matt, I think
mhm,
it's the Rising Star Award, and like seeing Anthony Edwards send that moment to Yuta, like if they were both on it, like that
yeah,
kind of trash talk, and that's kind of what you're seeing with that, like
yeah,
hey, remember that time I knocked your ass out? Like bringing that to a press
exactly,
conference is incredible. It's incredible.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say, one of the first things that I get when I talk to athletes is they're like, "Hey man, when am I going to get a chain, man? I want a
Yeah.
chain with my moment on it." But I also think one of the cool things is the champion moments in UFC Strike. we have a hard rule on them that you had to have been a champion in the UFC to get, our version of a legendary moment.
I love that.
So I think for fighters, I want them to feel as excited about getting the belt as they are about getting a champion moment in UFC Strike once they kind of reach that threshold,
Yeah.
which I think, over the course of the time, we're hoping to be, a bigger part of, everything that comes with being a champion in the UFC.
Well, and that's kind of a fun way to almost like implement and force scarcity too, right? Where like you're going to get to a point where it's like, okay, well, the only new moments like these that are going to be introduced are when we get new champs. And I know with UFC,
Yeah,
the champions like overturn a little bit faster. But that's kind of a fun thing. Like you said, like it's part of like getting your belt is like you're also getting your legendary moment. I
exactly.
love that.
Yeah.
Love that. One of the other things I wanted to talk about too, because I know like crafting and burning is becoming a pretty exciting thing over like a lot of the
Yep.
Dapper products right now, and I feel like you guys have been able to mess around with it a little bit more progressively than some of the other platforms for a ton of reasons. But I mean, recently did you guys burn up to like 20 Series Zero moments? Is that right?
Yeah, so we did a Whaley burn challenge. So she had a great moment from a couple cards ago,
Mhm.
and it was definitely something that we wanted to get into fans and collectors' hands. And so we've been just testing out. I think we had an AMA a couple weeks back, and we knew we wanted to tackle Series Zero and some of the
Mhm.
Series Zero contenders as our first stab at what we want to look at in terms of reducing supply in our ecosystem. So
Mm.
we had our first challenge, which was a Chimaev uh, challenge, basically burn 10 of his common, we call them contenders,
Mhm.
moment, and then you get a challenger, which is our version of a rare. So kind of like a simple upgrade method. The rare
Yeah.
moment was also against Gilbert Burns, so it was just too easy to not kick off our very first burn challenge with something like that. Uh, but yeah, we wanted it to be just really simple, and also a lot of people we know just they collect at the athlete and the fighter level,
Mhm.
and if they believe in somebody, they're going to stack their moment. And so we wanted to kind of that's part of the exciting part of the UFC. Like you think someone who's up and coming that's gonna kind of break through to become a champion, and we want to create systems and guardrails and activations
Yeah.
and challenges that help reward that belief in those fighters. Because I think that's just when I was a Top Shot collector, like I would collect my favorite players, and I think just being in the community for so long, that's I think how some people use our product at UFC Strike.
Yeah.
And then for the Whaley challenge, we wanted to just try something a bit more like wide reaching, that was a bit more accessible, that still had an awesome, fun moment as a reward and a carrot. And the Whaley moment is incredible. It's like a spinning back fist knockout
Yeah.
of someone of Joanna, who's like a legend in the sport as well, and ended up like being her last fight and retiring her. So another
Wow.
really awesome moment that we were able to capture. But yeah, I think we said from the get go with burning that we wanted to focus on Series Zero. So that's kind of our take on it. We wanted to, you know, not give it out for free.
Right.
So
Right.
we felt 20 was a good number to you know re- reward to I guess I don't want to call it investment, but reward to
Yeah.
burn ratio.
Yeah. The thing about the first burn too that's interesting that I kind of just like clicked for me too is it's not again coming from like my NBA Top Shot background is that it's mostly like you're collecting teams, players from different teams, right? And in that first burn that you guys did, it is like there's not really a team sense to it, right? Like you are putting your fandom behind a
Mhm.
fighter, and so I do that makes a lot of sense too to be like, oh, listen, if you were like betting hard on this guy, well, now you can get rid of a couple of them to get a rare moment. I think that's pretty exciting. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
What? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's just part of the excitement of the UFC, and I'm a big Khamzat Chimaev fan as well. So
Yeah,
I hope he does well. But if he loses, I mean that's out of our control as
I
well.
know. That's what's
But
so fun too about this. This is I remember talking about this with actually Jeb Bush, like way at the beginning. There's like so much volatility in the sport, right?
mhm,
Where like the
totally.
all it takes is one L, and then all of a sudden they're on a downward trajectory. And it was fun the first couple of cards after UFC Strike launch, like seeing the market movement, like
Mhm.
pre-fight and post-fight, which is a lot of fun. And again, I imagine as you continue to grow and you see more fighter involvement, activation within the platform, that there's going to be even more hype around these fights. That's why I'm excited to see, because you guys seem to have a lot of good momentum going on right now, and I'm
Cool.
excited to see what goes with the card this weekend, just in the marketplace alone, because I think people are hyped about it.
Yeah, we're excited for it as well, and yeah, this card's gonna be epic. But that I think part of the what makes the UFC special too is that there's just no off season. You know, every
Right.
weekend for the most part, there's action going on. We've been trying to do challenges and things like that on a weekly cadence, but now kind of mixing in burn challenges as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. And you guys announced too that there's going to be another pack drop on the third, right? Is that right? Like a smaller drop?
Yep. So it is actually slightly bigger in terms of number
Oh,
of
bigger.
packs, but it's our what we're calling the icons drop. So
Okay.
this week is International Fight Week. Uh, Khabib and Daniel Cormier are getting inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame this week, which is awesome. So we have a drop on Sunday to basically cap off UFC Legacy Week and celebrate those guys going into the Hall of Fame. So it's a $10 pack, three moments in there, one of which will include a guaranteed Hall of Famer, but
Mm,
the debut of Khabib's champion moment, which is super exciting. I mean, one of the just absolute
great.
icons of the sport.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier's first moment, and I mean, I think a lot of people, if you don't know him from his UFC days, he also does commentary for UFC broadcasts and is in some of like the most iconic memes on the internet. And then we also have Rashad Evans and Forrest Griffin, who are also in the Hall of Fame, who you can kind of get from that pack as well.
That's
It's a
great.
super good pack, and uh, I think $10 also just a really good price point for new people that may want to kind of dip their toe in the UFC water, so to speak.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The price point too, and yeah, a couple people are already saying that in the chat too, saying the 10 packs are killer. And excited, said Borland as well for the price point. Yeah, and again, I mean, I think that's what's been so cool about UFC Strike as someone just like watching the platform evolve. It just feels like you're able to make some moves faster. Like you're able to see like how the community's responding, how the market's responding, and you're like, okay, well, let's make an adjustment here. Let's test this out, see how this reacts. And I think everybody appreciates that. I really do. And like, again, you're seeing that from the chat. People are into $10.
Yeah, no, I think we're excited, and especially with the hype NFT, I think for a free redemption too, also,
Yeah.
um, which will be live later this afternoon, and it's also just another free, fun digital collectible to add to your collection.
Definitely. Is there like getting back to the card this weekend? I know, I mean, of course, Izzy is the headliner and that's who everyone is most hyped about. Is there a fight on the card that maybe it's not getting the same amount of attention that you're a little bit excited about?
I mean, Vulcan. I don't want to say it's not getting the same amount of attention as the co-main, but Vulcan Holloway. I mean, their first.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty incredible. Volk is. I mean, his last fight against the Korean Zombie, he just absolutely destroyed him,
Yeah.
and it was like one of the most brutal, just beatdowns I've seen in a minute. Especially because the Korean Zombie can just take on so much damage.
Yeah.
Um, but no, excited to see Alex Pereira as well.
Hmm.
I think they're kind of grooming him to kind of be another big middleweight contender. So I think it'll be exciting to see him. I think he's pretty well known for you know knocking Izzy out, but kind of
Yeah.
pre UFC days. So um, that would be interesting to have them go at it again and just kind of see how much they've progressed since those days.
Yeah, I think one of the ones that I was a little bit excited about because he seems like a wild card is O'Malley, who
Yeah.
who I was reading something about him, or maybe I was listening to a podcast, and that he like the knock on him is that he's been taking a lot of like cheaper or not, he's been not fighting opponents like at his level. And
Mhm.
his reaction was like, well, pay me better, and I'll fight better people. And I just love that. I love that he's like, you want me to get my ass kicked? Pay me.
I mean, yeah, he's a character. He's definitely a fan favorite in the UFC Strike community too.
Yeah.
And he just got his first moment on UFC Strike this past pack drop. So yeah, his whole persona and
Yeah.
just his whole look too is awesome. So
Yeah. He's
I'm sure
wild.
that the whole card is stacked, to be honest. So
Yeah. It's going to be a fun one.
yeah, definitely,
Now,
definitely.
will you be present at the fight as well? Are you going to be there? Are you going to the
Yeah.
fight? Is this your
So
first live UFC event?
I've been to an event in Vegas previously. It
Okay.
was the Covington Masvidal fight, which was good.
Okay.
But
Nice.
we have the Champion Club lounge inside T-Mobile Arena,
Wow.
so that's something that we've been basically trying to get done since the beginning of the platform, and we're excited to kind of launch it here. But basically, as a part of being in the Champion Club, you're going to get access to this hospitality lounge inside T-Mobile Arena. So
Wow.
there's a handful of our like biggest collectors inside the Champion Club that we have tickets for, and we're bringing them out. But if you own just at least one champion moment and you reserved your spot in the Champion Club lounge and have a ticket to the fight, we have a set space with free food and drink. We'll have UFC
Wow.
fighters that'll be hanging out there that you can just kind of come and go as you please, like during the prelims and things like that, to just connect with other UFC Strike member, Champion Club members, get some free food, get some drink, don't
That's
have to wait in
awesome.
line for a bathroom, and
That's so
yeah,
cool.
hang out.
Don't wait in line for the bathroom is I like probably the top selling point right there. Like, guys, you need to use the bathroom. It's really easy here. I wanted to. I've seen the chat. Listen, it wouldn't be a dapper platform if we didn't scream like when badges. Is that
Yeah.
something? Is that something that you guys are working on?
It's definitely something that we are working on. I wouldn't say it's at the top of our kind of to-do list.
Mhm.
We have like a lot of marketplace improvements that we're working on first, that and collection sorting and featuring. Um, but it's definitely something that we're aware of. It's on our to-do list. We're working on it. We have an idea of certain things that we want to include as badges.
Yeah.
If you guys have any ideas, definitely let me know on Twitter, and
Yeah.
be happy to take those thoughts. But yes, they will be coming. Can't give you an exact timeline when. Marketplace and collection kind of sorting and organization is kind of top of our to-do list.
Well, that was a great transition because Dustin texted me. I think it was probably, I don't know, like 4 in the morning or something my time. But he said he came with a question. He said, any idea on a timeline for a marketplace and my and UI improvement for his collection? So this was Dustin specifically. He said my
Yep.
collection. So this is for Dustin.
It's only going to him first, but it depends.
Yeah.
If he We gotta see if he has a champion, if he's in the champion club or not first before we can No, it's definitely on our to-do list. I would definitely
Mm,
say this summer is very I think a safe estimate of when we think we'll have some really substantial updates on the marketplace rollout.
that's great. Great. Listen, I want to be conscious of your time. I know it is early over there, and I appreciate you coming on and hanging out for a little bit. And
Yeah.
again, like kudos to you guys because I feel like the pace in which you have been able to be innovative and make some moves has just like gained momentum. I think what's been cool too about Strike, I feel like the core group that's in there right now are like pretty diehard UFC fans,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
as this continues to grow because of like the positive momentum you're gaining, I think more UFC fans. I'm sorry, more people are going to grow into UFC fans just through participating in the platform. Because again, I think like people are seeing you do the things the right way and it's getting people excited about it. So congrats. I think that's very exciting.
No, appreciate it. And no, thank you so much for having me on. And yeah, get excited for a fun couple days here. We're also, if any of y'all are in Vegas and going to UFCX, definitely stop by the UFC Strike booth. We'll have
Awesome.
a little surprise for existing collectors and trying to bring on some new fans as well. And
Awesome.
everyone kind of encourage you all to tune into the fight on Saturday. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I am excited. I am excited for the fight on Saturday. I'm excited to most likely lose money on it, but I'm excited about it.
And then Pack Drop Sunday. Pack
And
Drop
Pack Drop
Sunday
Sunday.
before you go to the beach or do your July 4th weekend plans. Saturday or Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Icons drop should be a good one as well. Khabib champ moment. Daniel Cormier on the platform. We're super excited about it.
For $10. For $10.
Yeah.
We'd love to see it. All right, man. Malik, thank you so much, man, for getting up early and for hanging out. And I hope the Lakers make no offseason moves.
All right. Have a good one.
Take care, man. Dude, shout out Malik. That was awesome. Really good to get a feel for what's going on over there behind the scenes. I know we haven't covered UFC a ton since Dustin got on here, but again, man, the quickness in which they are able to be innovative and make some moves is pretty exciting. Again, I think when you step away from it, it makes sense why they're able to do it, because I think what UFC is capable or the red tape involved in UFC is probably a little bit different than the red tape involved in the NBA. But I think that is, I don't know, man. I think it's pretty exciting to see what leadership and infrastructure can do when given the runway to make it. Yeah, and I know that is their marketplace and collection stuff still needs to be worked on quite a bit. I think right now the way that people have been approaching it is just kind of buying moments, leave them in your account. Yeah, Stan, I'm with you. I mean, I really am excited. I know people go oh, Zakarian's not really a UFC fan, and I'm not. I'm a gambling fan, and when they have a big card like this that has a lot of excitement, I'm back in. So I am excited to mess around with it this weekend. That Champions Club thing seems like all access, but worked out, right? It's not like a random drawing. It's hey, if you're a part of this, get in. So I'm pretty excited to see where they go moving forward. It's good stuff. Also, too, the way that they're able to burn is pretty impressive. I know I saw a couple of chat being this is how you burn, even though Zakarian disagrees with it. I think again, I think we are going to see big common burns. It just doesn't make sense for what they're doing right now. Is my point. And that means you don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. But yeah, it was pretty good. I'm excited for. Again can't thank Malik enough for coming on, and because I know it was early. I tried to get him on the happy hour show on Friday, but I forgot he was going to be in Vegas and probably busy. So shout out my man for getting out super early, and it was nice to meet him in real life. People are talking about Jolly Jokers in the chat. You guys talking about Jolly Jokers? Did more information come out about the Jolly Jokers? Because I can't share anything until more information come out. But yeah, it's I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped for that stuff. We still last call for the Brunson. Let me just remind the people here, if you have not liked the stream, subscribe to Team Hold and put hashtag Brunsanity into the chat. You got to do it. What did Jolly Jokers just announce something? Why is everybody talking about it in the chat? What happened? What happened with the Jolly Jokers? I don't know. Anything else we need to hit? Before we get out of here? Just a reminder, tonight at 9:30 Eastern on Jeb Bush's channel, we will have Shot Tank. Friday, we'll have the morning marketplace. We'll have some happy hour. Happy hour this week. We're going to go back where our man James and Mihal are going to come back on. We'll talk some F1, baby. Then we're going to, I think we might talk some W too. We get some W news. And then we'll react to everything that's happening from free agency. I'm sure we'll get a couple Woj bombs, stuff like that. Oh yeah, the Series 1 packs today. Thumbs down. Yeah, is anyone lining up for Series 1 packs? Or any of you psychos dropping 350 trade tickets on that? Huh? Anybody doing it? Not me. Not me, kid. All right, here we go. I think everybody had their chance to do their Brunsanity. I'm thinking, what's that song? Jamiroquai? Virtual Insanity? Yeah. Series 1 reserve. Oh, JJL, you're a sicko, dude. You are a sicko. You're an absolute sicko. All right, let's spin this for Brun Sanity. 118 entries. If you win this thing, shoot me a DM on the Discord or in Twitter. Who's it gonna be? Max on, Max off. Congratulations, Max on, Max off. Make sure you shoot me a DM for that sweet 60K mom. I'm also going to share a link to the Discord. If you guys aren't in there, make sure you get in there. Devla said, are they not announcing the rare costs before these drop today? Well, so that drop's not today, Devlar. The Series 1 pack drop is today. They said that drop is coming mid-July, I think they said, right? So there you go. There you go. Unless you're trying to ask that because you're like, why? Like, I need to know how many tickets I should have. Maybe that's why you're asking that. But yeah, I'm saving my tickets for that as well. I think I have 325 or something like that lined up. Yeah, they did announce too. Next week is the W base drop 2. W base drop 2. So that'll be good. But yeah, that's it. All right. I think, is that it? Do I have anything else we need to talk about today? Again, shout out Malik. That was great. It's always good to be able to talk to somebody who's in the community. I don't know how widely publicized it is that he is the general manager of UFC Strike, but that was pretty cool. So nice to talk to him and go from there. All right, everybody, we are going to call it. If you are lining up for the drop, you're a sicko, but best of luck. Otherwise, we will see you tonight at 9:30 Eastern. And you know what? I'll play the Shark Tank intro on the way out, right? Because that gets us hyped. Nah, just kidding. I'll see y'all at 9:30. Here we go. We out.
Well, the top start street.